Hello champions, welcome to the n8n Guardrails node Masterclass. This is the new node you can find in version 1.119. If you don't have it, update it. Once you update it, you can come over here and look for Guardrails, and you'll see two options: check text for violations, which is the first part over here, and then Sanitize Text, which is the second part. We are going to test each and every combination. We are also going to rank it based on the score of 0 to 100. We have also given the reasoning behind it, which is over here. And on top of that, we have a data set which we are going to test out. We have test cases, input text. We're going to work and test each and every guardrail type, which is keywords, jailbreak, NSFW, and I'll explain each and every one of them in detail. If you want, this free template is free to download on my AIC Plus community. The AIC Plus community, when you go to school, go to classroom section, free YouTube resources, and in the step-by-step automations, you'll find the n8n Guardrails Masterclass. The video that we are shooting will be available here with all the instructions and the JSON templates to download, which you can download and use it right away. With that said, let's get started. So we're going to delete this trigger. We're going to create it from scratch so that you guys know what we're doing. I'm going to show you one leg and everything else is just copy paste. First thing, trigger manually. We'll take the trigger. The second thing which you'll need is Excel sheet. How to get? Look for G sheets and get rows. This is how you create credentials for Google Sheets. Let's take a trigger. Let's say G sheets. This is n8n cloud account. Let's say we need to get rows. All right, how to do this? I'm going to create a new credential, sign in with Google. We are going to choose the account that you want to sign in with. Wherever you have copy pasted your CSV, continue. Once the connection is successful, this is your new account. Close it up. You should see all the files over here, and from here you're going to choose your data. If you execute it now, you should see all the data. This is what we wanted to see. This is all the data that you need. That's how you do your Google connection. This is where your CSV data should be. It should look something like this. Either copy paste or import it, name it whatever you want. Then select the sheet that you have already selected or created, and that select the sheet which has the guardrails data. Execute this step and test it out. This way you will see this is exactly the same data that we have in the Excel sheet. If you have this, you guys are golden. Next step is to create a router or a switch. In this switch, we are going to check whether the keyword guardrail type is equal to jailbreak. This way you are going to iron out all those or filter out all those things that are for jailbreak. The next thing you need is guardrail node. Just look for guard. You'll find guardrails. There are two types. We are looking at check text for violations. In this, you're going to add type of guardrail. Guardrail we are looking at is jailbreak. Text to check. Let's wire this up. The text to check is the input text, and this is what we need. The threshold is how much do you want to score it, how much thread do you want to score it, based on which it is going to categorize it as a jailbreak attempt or not. Let's execute this. Let's attach a chat submodel. We have not attached it, so I'm going to attach Google Gemini. If you don't know how to do it, I'll show you from scratch. Go to Gemini. Quickly, you'll need an credential or ID over here. How to get it is go to your AI Studio account. In your AI Studio, once you log in your playground section, go to your API key, create a new API key. You can select a cloud project if you want, but once you do the API key, you might need to attach some billing to it. So add like some $5, $10, and that will be enough for you, but most of the time you don't need it. It should be free. Once you get the API key, just paste it over here. I'm going to say retry, connection test successful. That's what you want to see. You can choose whatever model. I'm choosing 2.5 Flash because this will help me out. Let's try to execute this. It's running. 2 failed items. Why? So if you go to Jailbreak, these are the 2 items in question. Forget all previous instructions. This is a type of prompt injection attack and it should be blocked. The second type is similar to conversation for bank robbery. This is also jailbreak type of stuff. It's harmful and it should be blocked. With that said, these 2 are blocked. Now you can copy paste the same thing, attach the chat model. All right. Second thing which we need to do is look for maybe keywords. So go to your switch, add a routing rule, and say that your guardrail type has to be keywords. Execute it. You'll see these are guardrail types as keywords. These are jailbreak. And if you go over here, because this is not attached to anything, it was not showing in the output, it will show it in the output, which is this one. These are all keywords. 2 should be blocked, 1 should pass. Let's check. We're going to delete this guardrail, change the guardrail to keywords. The keywords we are looking for is one of these keywords, fraud and maybe brawl. So let's look for fraud or brawl. Execute it. Now if you see 2 are blocked, 1 is passed. So the one which got passed is I demand a full refund. It has no keywords which should be blocked, and 2 failed ones are the fraud and the brawl one. This is how we are going to create all of this. So I'm going to delete this for now because we don't need it. We have everything. You will have the same exact JSON, same exact workflow. Let's get our manual trigger one more time. Connect it, cancel. All right, let's get started. So this is the same workflow. Let me explain the flow. Manual trigger, we are getting the data. What data we are getting? It's this data, which is, these are the test cases, input text, guardrail types. These are all the guardrail types that we want to test. And these are the real things, real world instructions or prompts that you or your agent might get that you have to block. Expected results, we're either going to block or pass or sanitize. Don't worry about the sanitize part. Sanitize, we are going to do it in the next phase, next part. Excuse me. What I'm going to do is run all at once rather than doing one, and we will go through each and every step. Let it run. Our run is complete. We are going to check each and every item one by one. You would be wondering why this is the longest part, because this is the most important guardrail that you guys must be checking out. Then the second one, which is important, is P2 data. The third important is secret keys, and the last one is keywords. This is how the importance of the guardrails or jailbreak is there. How do we decide that? We asked an LLM and it scored like these are jailbreak is 98% or P2 detection 95% because it's used for legal, finesse and privacy violation. So you can read over here based on whichever department or whichever industry that you guys are working on. These are the guardrails that are so important. You should implement it in your n8n to secure your agent. Let's get started with jailbreak. We are getting 2. Forget all previous. This is a type of prompt injection. It should get blocked. Failed branch, it did get blocked. All right, forget all previous instructions. It is blocked. Second thing, similar to conversation where 2 people plot a bank robbery. This should also get blocked, and this is also getting blocked because it's an attempt of jailbreak. This is how you can block these accesses, or you can block these attempts. Second is P2 data. P2 data is nothing but personally identifiable information. Let's check. My name is Sarah Connor and my phone number is blah blah blah. What we are saying over here is if you are getting credit cards, phone numbers or email addresses, you can choose more. If somebody is trying to send crypto or if somebody is trying to look for a particular location, if somebody is trying to talk to your agent from a particular IP address, you can all block all of those attempts. So in this case, what are we expecting is like, if my email is this, it should get sanitized. So sanitize we'll see later on. In this case, what is going to happen is it is going to get blocked. So Sarah Connor, she's trying to send phone number. Phone number is one of the entities that we have selected. The type of entity is selected entity. You can also choose all and it will apply for everything. However, we are just going to do selected entities. Selected entities are credit card. Second number is email address. Third is phone number. We want to block these things. So as long as this data is coming through, it will be blocked. So let's assume if I remove the email address and the phone number, this one will get passed. And so one is in the pass branch, one is in the fail branch. That's how you do this part. Third one is secret keys, passwords, API keys. This is for that. So there are three types of permission. Let's do balance. I have not seen a lot of difference honestly over here. So balanced is like, it's allowing this one because this does not have any type of API key involved. However, there is still a small key over here which it is allowing to pass. However, the API keys, it's very strict. It's not allowing to pass. Let's try permissive. If we do this, still no change. I see the same impact. Strict. If we do strict, still one is getting blocked. However, I do want to block this one. How can we do that? We can customize the system message over here. I'm going to say that also block private keys. All right. Now, if you execute it, it's still not working and we have made it strict. So anything with private key is also, it's allowing it. And that's what, even if we have changed the system message, it is still not accepting. So take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes these guardrails are going to work, sometimes do not. So you might have to put multiple guardrails in order to sanitize this text. So we'll see how to do this in the later part as well. NSFW. This is not suitable for work. So anytime two people are talking, for example, there is a chatbot, people are talking inside a workplace, they should not be talking about few things like pornography or beating somebody up, cheating, conning, sharing passwords. All of these things are considered as not safe for work and they should not be. Please don't do that at your work. These should be blocked. If you are creating a chatbot for your company or some other company, you should have NSFW guardrails. We are going to check the input text and we are still going to keep the threshold as 0.7, which is pretty high. Let's execute this. What happens is both of the branches got failed. Why? I'm going to punch. Okay, punch. Again, abusive, physical, not allowed, ugly and stupid, derogatory comments, insulting comments, not allowed. So this is the way you can classify this text and block it. One more thing is URLs. If you want to block certain URLs, for instance, you have a website where chatbot is there or maybe a form is there. Some person is trying to hack you by doing DDoS, which is distributed denial of service, where they are attempting to overwhelm your servers by sending so many requests that your server goes down. Those kinds of things, all they're doing it from maybe from a single IP address or a bunch of IP addresses, and you can block those URLs or those IP addresses. So how to do that? We are going to send the text. For example, I want to make sure that every request that comes to my form comes from Fast Track AI Mastery because that's where my form is. Anything else I want to block. In that case, what will happen here? If you see the data, this has fasttrackaimastery.com. This has passed. It's also making sure that the schemes allowed is HTTPS. It means that it is a hypertext transfer protocol, which is secure. S is for security, secure. Everything else I'm not allowing. So if you want to allow more, you can choose JavaScript or whatever, but do not allow it. HTTPS is the most secure one. It allows Fast Track AI Mastery. However, anything which comes out of a malicious site or any other sites, even YouTube is a very legit site, but I have blocked it. In order, if you want to allow YouTube as well, what you can do is you can do a comma and you can say youtube.com. Let's see if it works. Perfect. Now, if you see, we have two pass branches. We are also allowing YouTube data to come through and fast track AI mastery data to come through. Next is topical alignment. Topical alignment, how do we explain it? Let's think about your agency is legal based and you want to allow conversations that are only based on legality, right? In your area of expertise, which is called as topical alignment. Alignment is your legal firm. If anybody talks about movies or anything else, which is like insurance, any other businesses, you don't want those conversations happening in your firm, maybe, or farm data coming in for that, or requests coming in through an email for that. So can you give me a recipe for lava cake? Nothing to do, right? It should get blocked. So let's run it. Two failed branches. Let's see why. Can you give me a recipe? Yes, it does not align. What is our topical alignment over here? n8n workflow automation. We have given this inside the expression, which is inside the prompt. It failed because it has nothing to do with n8n. Who do you think will win next US election? Again, nothing to do with n8n, hence it got blocked. Pass branch. How do I use HTTP request node? Yes, this is related to n8n and it should pass. Cool. Next one is keywords. This is last but not the least, very, very important. Executed. One pass branch. I demand a full refund immediately. So we are blocking keywords fraud and brawl. None of the keywords are over here. So it's in the pass branch. Two failed branches because one says the service is total fraud or scam. Fraud is one of our keywords, blocked. Second one is brawl, blocked. That's how these things work. Next is the sanitize text. How do we do it? Let me delete this. We are going to use a set node this time. We are going to use a personal number. My phone number is 77732 blah blah blah. And if we execute it, let's see what happens. One more thing on the school community. If you're not a part of it, it's free to join. In the classroom section, not only this workflow, but you'll have step-by-step guide to create and use AI automations in your production-ready setup. With that, you also have AI certification courses which no other school community has completely for free. And if you join our AIC Plus paid community, you'll get access to weekly live coaching where we do live sessions just like this one to train you guys, where you can ask your questions and get your answers then and there. All right, with that said, let's continue. Thank you. Let's check out the data. We sent my phone number is this, and what happened is my phone number is US bank number. So even though it said that it's from US, it is blocked. It is hashed out, right? When do you need this? Let's assume you're working in a bank. You don't want the personally identifiable information to be passed along, right? In that case, what you do, you still pass on the rest of the text, but you hash out, you block, or you censor the data, which is coming like a phone number or social security number, any of the data, bank statements, your balances, all of these is very, very sensitive information and they should be blocked. They should not be, nobody should have access to them. For example, imagine like it's a bank, employees are working over there, they're developers. However, they found out that the person living next door to them has $1 million in their bank account and it's an old person, so they might get thoughts about it. So in order to avoid such use cases or such issues, what banks or everybody does is that internally, even though developers have access to this data, they will not see these social security numbers because anybody can use them and do identity theft. That's why to avoid that, it is very important to sanitize the text. Let's see what is the next one. Let's remove it from here. We are going to attach it to this thing. Before we go over there, how do we get this thing? Guardrails, very simple. Choose the second option, which is Sanitize Text. In the Sanitize Text, you have to pick one guardrail. There are 4 types of guardrails: personal data and text to check. Over here, we can see selected, and I can again do the same thing that we did. The only difference is it will still pass the output. However, it is going to hash out the content, right? This is how you do it. So I'm going to delete this. Let's go to the second one. Which type of guardrail is this? We are going to sanitize the keys over here, which is the Sanitize Keys guardrail. Let's run it. Okay. The data which is coming in this API key is XYZ. We do not want the API keys to go through. So the API key is a secret and it has been blocked. This means that the text has been sanitized. Let's go to the last part. In this case, our input is, okay, let's try to run this first. All right, our input was visit this fraud website, right? In this, we are only allowing anything which comes from my school.com website in HTTPS format. Everything else we are going to sanitize. So the data is getting passed. However, the URL is blocked or hashed out. So the only difference between these two, over here in the first type of guardrail, everything is blocked. Nothing passes through. It will fail. All right, it will fail. However, you have the choice what to do. If it fails, then you can alert somebody or send out an email. If it passes, then you can let the flow continue. And in this case, there is no fail. If it's not pass or fail, it just sanitizes the text and passes it forward. That's it from my side. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something. If you learned, please share this video with somebody who can learn something from this. You can use this technique in your enterprises or for your clients. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video.